What is up, everyone? It's the final deck of the top 5 new brews. Hope you're hyped for it. This is a very sweet Jeskai control deck. I really can't wait to show it to you, so let's just go look at it. Welcome back again, my friends. This is, again, the number 1 deck of the top 5 new brews. This is the one I'm the most excited for. Um, this combo is so sweet, and I've been playing some Jeskai Control in standard as it is, and it's been doing really well. It got me, got up to Mythic. It's been doing very well, 60% win rate or higher. It takes a little while to play your game sometimes, but it's faster than blue-white for sure, and definitely a lot more fun. So let's take a look because we got some new interesting cards and combos going on in this one. It's kind of busted, to be honest. It's really kind of busted. So let's look at it. So the key new card in this deck is Lilah, the undefeated slick shot. This is a 3-mana 3/3 with prowess, and whenever you cast a multicolored instant or sorcery from your hand, exile that at spell instead of putting it in the graveyard. If you do, it becomes plotted. Plotted meaning you can cast it on your next turn or your next turn or whenever, without paying its mana cost. So essentially, you play this and you play any multicolored spell, you're going to get a free copy of that spell. But that's not all, because if that was it, that would be good. That'd be like, kind of a 2-for-1 value every time you cast a spell. That's great. But we can have ways to kind of cheat even more value out of this card with a split card. So we have Push and Pull, and we have Flotsam and Jetsam, both split cards where you can cast the cheap side of it, the 2-mana side. It's going to get exiled by Lilah, and then on a later turn or the next turn, you get to cast the 6-mana side of this, the pull side. That is insane. So you essentially you get 6 mana out of a 2-mana card. Yeah, that's really sweet. So that's going to be almost game winning for you in most cases. You get to play your opponent's not Ashiok, their opponent's Atraxas, Fieldreds, whatever, for a turn. They get haste, and you deal a bunch of damage, get a bunch of cards. So it's gonna be sweet. And that's not all. I mean, we got this other one, that the Jetsam Mills 3, and you get to play a card from the opponent's graveyard without paying the mana cost. And yeah, so it's just like some pretty good spells you get for essentially free. On top of that, we have just a nice package of control cards, and with a lot of them being multicolored spells, so they work well with Lilah. For example, Lightning Helix, been around for a little bit now. It's shown that it's still very good. Heal 3, gain 3 life. You're very happy if you get your Lilah down on 3 or turn 5 even. Cast the Lightning Helix, duplicate the Lightning Helix. Your Lilah also gets prowess, which, that'll be nice. And so dealing 6, gaining 6, it's going to be a pretty good swing of life for you. You can also copy your Ill-Timed Explosion. Ill-Timed Explosion, draw 2 cards, discard 2, and you can discard 2. If you do, it does a board wipe type effect. Because you have prowess on your Lilah, if you cast this, your Lilah is going to get bigger and bigger. So, there's a very decent shot where you can make it big enough to avoid the ill-timed explosion. But you could also just cast this to draw 2 cards, and Lilah's going to duplicate it. And, maybe later you can sweep the board. You don't have to sweep the board on the first turn that you cast this. So it's pretty flexible what you can do with it. And then we got a new one here, Slick Sequence. This card, I think this card is going to be really good. It reminds me of Hearthstone, to be honest, a rogue card, where if it was the second spell you cast that turn, you deal 1 damage and draw a card, something like that. So this is pretty similar. It's like you cast Consider, and then you cast Slick Sequence. That's 3 mana total. You're going to draw 2 cards and deal 2 damage to any target. You can go face, you can kill a creature, you can kill a planeswalker, whatever you need to do. And you could even do something cheeky, like on the opponent's turn, No More Lies, counter their spell, and then Slick Sequence, kill something and draw a card for 4 mana. So not that crazy. It's not that hard to activate. The only thing you don't want to have is have nothing in your hand but your control deck. So you've got plenty of ways to draw cards. And you've got Zurgo and Ojutai as well, which is going to draw you some cards. So I don't really see you having trouble keeping some cards in your hand. And then, of course, we got to play some temporary lockdowns in this meta to deal with the Boros Convoke decks. Um, since everything in your deck is bigger than 2 CMC, you don't really care. You can easily play the lockdown and it's not affected. It even makes your Lila bigger, so that's kind of nice. And that's about it. So, you know, basic control shell that's been doing quite well. Like I mentioned, I played Jeskai in standard. It's almost very similar to this, just a few, without the split cards essentially and without the Lila. But a lot of it else is very similar, and it's been doing very well for me. And so you just got some strict upgrades in that deck. We also have, I believe, yeah, Spirebluff Canal, a new card to add to the deck for your land. That's going to help make it a little bit more smooth. Because we had the Seachrome Coast before, but we didn't have Spirebluff Canal. That's just another way to have red and blue in the early game. Inspired Vantage as well. Inspiring Vantage as well. So now we've got the whole Fastland package, and we've kind of switched it up a little bit to have a little bit of each color in the early game. All right, that's gonna do it for this one. Really excited for Lila. This may not be the perfect shell for Lila, but I'm sure that Lila is a busted card. Somehow, some way, it's going to be busted. Maybe it's going to be in older formats. We'll see, but it's just very, very sweet card. All right. I hope you guys are hyped for the new set. Let me know in the comments what you think about this deck or about what other cards you're interested in. But until next time, go out there, have some fun, and see ya.